Okay, it's been a whole week since we've like met up and stuff, which is so crazy every time I think about it. I want to just know how you're feeling, how you're doing. I'm just pulling up the notes for today's class. Okay, so that way I can do both, like focus on it. I really am doing my best to make this an hour, y'all. So please just work with me. We normally go into like 1 hour, 45 minutes. And I'm really trying to do my best to make it not as long. That is the intention. Okay. This is not doing what I wanted to do. There we go. Okay. Perfect. And then we're going to go live here. Okay. Shayla, Opulent Risings. Oh my goodness, I love that so much. That was so nice. Thank you for sharing that with us. I'm waiting for the camera to get clearer. There we go. Jack, hello, hello. Rahana, feeling good. Energy feels light. How are you doing, Lotus? The energy does feel very light, doesn't it? Shout out that Sagittarius energy. As an honorary Sag sun, if you talk about like progressive charts and everything that, I really love that experience because it allows me to, hi Tracy, it allows me to just feel like, whew, okay. Because sometimes being a Scorpio is heavy. It could be a lot. I enjoy it. I'm used to it, but there was something about Sag season in general. And then when we lean into this new moon and Sag energy that just happened yesterday, and we're still tapped in and tuned into it too. So today, what we're going to do, we're going to talk about how we can keep ourselves open, keep our vessel open to receiving blessings, to trusting in our ability to manifest our dream life. And then we're going to go into a meditation. We'll do a quick card reading. And in between then, if you guys have any questions that you want to ask about any insights, drop them in the chat. Let me know, okay? I love to converse with you all. And this is definitely being recorded. So if you want to catch a replay, you could catch a replay. Okay? Okay, good morning, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Please drop your name in the chat if you're on a different platform so I can say good morning to you. Okay? Everyone is saying good morning to each other here. Makes me so happy. Hi, Shine, Grand Rising. And let me know where you guys are tuning in from. Okay? For those that I don't know. Like I know Rahana's in South Africa. Stacey, I actually don't know where you're at. And I want to say that Jack is in Massachusetts. But I really could be wrong. And if I am, please correct me, okay? Indiana. Okay, great. Good morning, Emily from Alaska. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Washington, D.C., New York. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, good evening to you wherever you're at. Oh, this is so exciting. Okay. So, Marcy, good morning from South Florida. I know that's right. Montreal, Canada. Hi, H. How are you? VA in the building. I'm so grateful to be here with all of you today. This means so much to me. I love hosting Lotus Hours. I normally just do it on Insight Timer and have the replay on YouTube, but today we're going live on a different platform, just because we have some really exciting things happening, and I feel like it's important to like share it. I'm letting spirit move me, okay? So we're gonna do this together. Okay. So for the month of December, I really wanted to focus on cultivating practices and sharing information and insights that can help anyone manifest what they want to call into their life. And I know there's like a lot of discourse around manifesting because it's taught in a very like over consuming type of way of like just calling in more and more and more and more and more, but not really addressing what you already have in your life, not really addressing any of the traumas or resistance that could be delaying the things that you want, or that could be the reason why when you get what you want, you can't sustain it. So we're going to talk about that throughout the month of December, between the Lotus Hours, and then on Wednesdays, we're going to do our EFT to help us clear out the body. So when we are talking about what we want to bring in for 2025, we're doing it from a clear space. We're doing it from an open heart, from a centered mind, And I think that that's really important. And I feel like a lot of times that's kind of glossed over and like manifestation talk, the importance of you feeling sound in your mind and your body and in your spirit means everything when it talks about bringing in your dream desires. Let me know if that makes sense for y'all, okay? Hi, you're in Turkey? Hello. You're in India. Wow, this is so cool. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Yes, like customer services calls me recorder for quality assurance and training. It is, it is, it is. I actually do rewatch all of my lives. It allows me to become a better like communicator and practitioner and teacher, knowing like that I'm properly holding space or like where I can improve. So yeah, I do watch these with you guys in the replay. So definitely like, say hi. Aisha, hello, good morning. Charlotte, North Carolina. Yes, I have been writing a lot lately. If you guys do not know, I do have a Substack. It is incredible. I'm so proud of my Substack. It's so funny because I guess I wasn't expecting to be as proud of it as I am, but I am thoroughly so proud of myself for showing up and sharing so much of myself in a different medium. I used to be a writer. I went to school for writing. I think we talked about this before. Like, I went to school for literature and political science. The political science part really fell away. It really fell away. But the literature has always been there. I've been a writer since I could write. So being able to put everything into Substack and to share things about like human design, astrology insights, energy healing, but also beauty consciousness, which is really what I am hoping to get people to lean more into, like really redefining their relationship. Hello, hello, hello to beauty, because I think that that is so important for us to do. If we're going to like move the world forward, we have to remove that stigma towards beauty. And I'm not talking about like the current beauty culture that's around like consumerism and capitalism and body shaming and things. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about beauty as in it being the expression of God's love, source's love, Allah's love, whoever you call on to in your time of need. That is what beauty truly is. So I get to share more in-depth insights on my Substack through my personal essays, sharing my personal journeys of understanding beauty as a fourth gen beauty practitioner, from what I learned from my mother and her mother and her mother. I get to share all that there. So that's really great. And for the month of December, on Mondays, I'm dropping Manifestation Mondays blogs. So you'll also get insights there on how to manifest. So if you're someone who is ready to, hi, how are you, Zawadi? If you're someone who's ready to call in just a different type of lifestyle, between these lives and what I'm giving you, and then for the Lotus Life Deck party that's happening on the 21st, I feel like you're going to have everything you need to really call in a beautiful life. I'm so excited. Like, this is like, you don't understand it. I get so excited talking about manifestation because I love to just really shift mindset on what it means. It's less about what you're calling in and more about who you are and who you're becoming, who you're allowing yourself to be. And really leaning into that understanding is going to do so much for you in the long run. Okay? I live to write. I keep hearing about Substack. I check it out. Marcy, check it out, please. So when I first joined Substack, it was years ago, like when they first started. I think they started like in 2017. I could be wrong. Maybe it's 2007. I don't know. It's something with a seven, I feel like. But when I first joined it, it was just too much for me, Like I am an early adopter and then I'm not. I don't know. It really depends on what we're talking about. Like if it's energy healing, I'm on the train. Let's go and do it. But like technology, I'm very apprehensive, which is so funny when you look at my chart. But it took me some time. It actually took me having a conversation with one of my close girlfriends, Brittany, and she was kind of like, I don't understand why you're not on Substack. And I don't know, when she talks to me sometimes, it's like, all right, girl, I heard you. Let me get it together because if you're calling me, it's serious. Let me get my life together. And I have thoroughly enjoyed being on there. So if you are a writer, put short stories out too, like things that are not just in my profession, but things that I'm just passionate about talking about. I dropped my first short story ever, like in over a decade. I used to write short stories like to submit to college. That's the last time I wrote short stories. So to be able to have that here and to like put it out there for everybody to check out, grateful. So yeah, check it out, please. Check it out. Yes. Yes. Hello, it's Magical Monday. It is a magical Monday, Rachel. Doesn't it feel so good? Do you not feel lighter? I know that I'm not the only one. There is something about Sagittarius energy and then that new moon. Like, I feel bright. I feel vibrant. I feel very optimistic, very adventurous. The Sag energy is definitely seeking through, and we're going to talk about that in a few. Good morning, Yvonne from California. Your first time on the live. Welcome to the live. Katie, good morning. Katie, you're going to get an email from me later today, okay? Just another Magic Monday. I wish it were Sunday. Substack, I'm thinking of the app. No, I'll check it out. No, Rachel, please. Substack is so good. And I've subscribed to some really cool Substack writers on there too. It's just nice to like read things, that are not like in a caption, that are not like to market you something, just simply people being passionate about what they're passionate about. I can clearly be a Substack ambassador at this point. I thoroughly love the app. Okay. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. Hi, DJ. How are you? Yes, hopeful. It's the energy along with these iron pills. I know. I've been taking my iron supplements too, Rachel. You're not alone. I'm finding something to take. Yes, I love this for you. I used to write more. I'm trying to get back into it. Well, maybe this is a sign, Katie. This might be the sign you were looking for, the confirmation to start writing again, however it looks for you. I've written poetry to short stories to plays when I was younger, and now I'm like dibbling and dabbling into these things, because I think it's important for us to express our creativity without that pressure to produce. You know what I mean? I think that we're in this culture. Hi, Jay. How are you? We're in this culture where we're always being told you have to produce something. Like if you're not giving us something, you're not living in your purpose. And that can be like really stressful when you're creative, because then you're not creating just to connect to source. Because that is what creation is. It's reminding yourself that you come from this divine energy, this bigger entity, right? And you need to tap in and experience that. But when you have this thing in the back of your mind, like, okay, if this doesn't sell, then like, you're a failure, or like no one's liking your artwork, so you're not an artist. Like that's not true, you know? And I really just hope that we can separate the capitalistic mentality, the hustle and grind culture from creativity, because I think that's what we're all needing and missing in life. Like we're missing that genuine connection to source via energy, via creativity. Maybe that's what Sag energy is going to bring us this season, like more open-mindedness to that. Let's see. Your energy seems so different today. Is this the sabbatical? I don't know. It's so funny because on my sabbatical, I'm not necessarily working or going live, but like I'm still creating. So I actually did. I want to show you guys. I did my artist date. So I've rearranged my month plenty of times to make it make sense for me. So you guys know I'm journeying through the artist way for like the 17th time. That's my business. And you have to do an artist date every week, but it's really hard for me to commit to an artist date every week. However, I'm like, during my sabbatical, that's more than enough time for me to go and tap into my artistry. And I actually did a self-portrait. I put a picture of it on my stories, but this is what it looks like. Like, it was supposed to be the Black Madonna, but it ended up being something completely different. And I kind of love when that happens with art. You kind of go in one way, and of course, I went in planning, had a sketch, all these things. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have this and her aura, and it's gonna be, it's like an offering to the Black Madonna. And every time I go in with a plan, y'all, God be like, why you do so much, babes? Just chill out, enjoy the vibes, put on some jazz. Play with the colors, see what happens. Like, stop with the pressure. And when I was done, I was like really shocked because it's not what I intentionally drew, like what I sketched out. It just kind of started to flow through me. You get into that meditative state with creativity. And I was so appreciative that I didn't force myself to stay rigid to a plan, that instead I allowed myself to just go with the flow, which is very Sagittarius driven, very Sagittarius coded. And it allowed me to have a really beautiful experience painting again. I haven't painted since I've done the picture that's up here that I know you guys can't see, but I haven't done painting in a while. So it was nice. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe it was a sabbatical. Maybe that is why I feel the way I feel. Yes. Yeah, pressure to produce or present a product to somebody. Yes, yeah. And then because you're constantly in that mode of like producing and like having something to sell, when you actually do have something that you really genuinely want to share and that there is an exchange for, you feel hesitant because you're like, oh my God, I feel like I'm always giving something, or I feel like I'm always pushing something. It makes you feel like it can be very confusing to know when you should be sharing your creativity. Like, who wants to continuously deal with that? Like, that is exhausting. That is why we are so tired. That's why our adrenal glands are like overworked. We are consistently leaning into an energy that is very detrimental to not only our physical well-being, but our mental, emotional, and energetic and spiritual well-being, like all levels of self. being in that producing mindset can be so unnecessary. You know, just show up as you are and see where that takes you. Oh my goodness, there's a book that's about this, and I can't remember it right now, but I'm gonna drop it in the next email because I'm sure I'll remember it once. I think it's The Untethered Soul. I'm pretty sure it's that. But essentially, the author talks about how he's allowed the universe to guide him, and it took him on a wild journey that he would have never planned for himself at all. But it was absolutely beautiful, and it definitely had ebbs, and it definitely flowed. But the overall um, picture of his life was absolutely beautiful. And he openly says that without source guiding me and me kind of taking a step back and letting God tell me and show me where to go, I definitely would have enjoyed myself. Hello, how are you? So, something to keep in mind, okay? I'm an editor in case anyone needs unsolicited, mean-spirited criticism. Jack, I'm crying, but also too, thank you. I will keep that in mind. Yes, The Artist Way. I Fail on the Dates too. Just finished Walking in This World. Uh, book 2. Oh my goodness. Okay, I gotta check this out. I have to check this out. Thank you, Rachel, for that. That's it. The colonizer capitalistic lie that has us stressing. Let's get free together. And that's what we're gonna do today, okay? I'm so excited. I was selling Kali and Black Madonna last week. Oh my goodness. Please check out Dr. Christina Cleveland. She is like a Black Madonna devotee, I guess I can say. Her work is beautiful. Her book, God is a Black Woman, really changed my life a lot. Okay? Like, really, really changed my life. Okay. Does the criticism need to be mean spirited, Jack? I genuinely think he was joking, but I could be wrong. Okay, I find War of Art is so encouraging and amazing, spiritually attuned. I think I might revisit that. Good morning, Debbie from AZ. Yes, Dr. Christina Cleveland, well sort of. I hosted her at a conference I work with every year. Michelle, that is freaking cool. These are the things that I fangirl out over. Like Dr. Christina, I fangirl. Dr. Dillard, I fangirl. Like, people who live in their genius, they fascinate me. Okay. Yes. Oh, please send me the paper, Jack. Seriously. Like if you guys have like links or things that you want me to read or like videos to watch or meditations, like I love receiving those. Please send them. I'm totally down. It's a great way to learn. Oh my goodness, we're not doing tapping today. Oh no, I feel so bad. We're tap on Wednesdays. Today we're gonna do a meditation. But it's gonna be good. So if you stay, you're gonna enjoy it. But if you want to do tapping, come back on Wednesday for sure, okay? Okay, perfect. All right. So this session is all about creating space, not just in our mind, but in our bodies, in our hearts, and in our spirits for the life we've always envisioned. Okay. So I want to share three key ways to trust your journey. Okay. First and foremost, embracing the unknown. This really ties into that Sagittarius energy because Sagittarius energy is all about adventure. When they see the unknown, they're not thinking, oh no, like, am I going to be able to get through it? I don't know. No, they're like, oh, let's do this. I don't know what awaits me, but I feel prepared and I'm moving in the spirit of fun and excitement. And I feel like I'm going to get through it. That's that optimism meets adventure coming together and allowing them to have a beautiful experience with the unknown. I talk about this all the time. We have this conditioning that what is unknown is dangerous and scary and harmful and we're going to fail. And that's not true. It because the unknown is we really don't know what's there. But for me, what I've learned to adopt in my mindset is that I'd rather go in thinking I can get through than go in thinking I'm going to fail miserably. One, because I really do want to enjoy my life. I've experienced enough trauma and heartache for several lifetimes. I'm not going to continue to have that mindset. So when I move forward in things, I really want to move forward trusting in myself, trusting that whatever it is I'm about to experience, I am prepared to experience, right? Whether that is because of my connection to God, my ancestors, my level of skill set and genius, my resources, my community, I feel really prepared for whatever it is life is going to throw my way. And life has thrown some crazy ass curveballs, and I have been able to still enjoy the experience. So that's the first thing I want us to focus in on, embracing the unknown, okay? I'm doing well today, thank you. Super important. I want you to reflect on one area of your life where you're clinging to control. And as a Scorpio stellium and Capricorn stellium, I have a really intimate relationship with the delusion of control. Like I'm working on it. I'm getting better at it. But I have a need to control, and it is so unfortunate because it can really just hinder you. So, as someone who really struggles with it, I am encouraging you to reflect right now on one area. You can drop it in the chat if you want to, you can write it down if you want to, whatever feels best for you. But one area of your life where you were clinging to control. Reflect on what that is. And I want you to ask yourself, what would happen if I trusted the process instead? So whatever that area is that you are like, I need to see it out this exact way. Otherwise, I feel unsatisfied. Otherwise, I feel like a failure. What if you just surrendered in that moment to whatever the outcome was? Because 9 times out of 10, when we practice surrendering to source, spirit, whoever you call on to your time of need, they end up wowing us. I can't tell you how many times I've just been like, God, you got that? I'm gonna mind my business. And then it is absolutely incredible, the response that I get back. And I'll give you guys an example. So I shared in my TikTok video yesterday that one thing that I was shy to claim was like a sold out event for the Lotus Life Deck series. So I have a 4-part series that's happening where you can manifest your dream life. I'm literally sharing my own manifestation techniques. I created a digital template for you to have. You're going to be in a mastermind of incredible human beings where you guys get to build off of each other's energy. It's going to be beautiful. And it's starting on the 21st of this month on winter solstice because I'm in Philly. And then it's going to last up until March. So you can really tap it and tune in. I've cultivated this space with such intention. I've been working on this for years, updating it, building it, pouring my love and energy into it, taking in feedback, making sure I am not only considering my community, but also my genius and what God is asking of me to share and to create. So I put all this love into it, right? Which already is going to make it successful regardless, because that is just me channeling. And I still was just like, I don't know if people are going to like it. Like, what if they don't like it? Which is, again, so weird because I've never had that experience of people not enjoying something that I create. But I don't know where the thoughts come from. The conditioning is so crazy sometimes. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to share it out there and I'm going to mind my business, give it to God. If no one buys a ticket, nobody's buying a ticket. So be it. Like, at least I showed up. I did my part. You told me to show up. I showed up. And I showed up genuinely. I showed up with deep passion and dedication and discipline. And that is always going to be enough for me, even if other people are not able to receive it. And as soon as I let it go, I want to say maybe an hour later, I got a notification that I sold two tickets for the entire series, not just the event happening on the first, but like for the all 4 events. And I'm just like, when you give source, universe energy to work in the unknown on your favor, on your behalf, beautiful things will always happen for you. It's something to keep in mind. Okay, so that's number 1. Embrace the unknown. If you yourself know, like, I just have a mindset low where I just feel like everything's not gonna work in my favor, it's gonna be really bad, I'm gonna encourage you to tap on that, because we wanna get that out of your system, because that's unnecessary to be carrying all around, right? And then what I would love for you to do is to just give it up. Give it up to your angels, ancestors, God, source, universe, whoever you call on to your time of need. Because the truth is, they have more experience, there's more energy, there's more alignment there than maybe you're able to carry for yourself. I talk about this all the time. When we think about consciousness or the type of wisdom and insights that we have, like, I've been conscious for maybe 10 years, right? And then there's a universe and God that created all things. My 10 years, even if we add in my ancestral energy and insights and wisdom, that's still not more than the source of energy that created all things that we experience. So, like, would I really want to give it to myself to stress out and allow, like, my doubts and negative beliefs to, like, taint something that I know I'm supposed to experience, that I deserve to have? Or do I just give up control and allow God, source, universe to do what it needs to do so that I can enjoy my life? It is a very simple answer, but we have to practice being able to give up that control. And the best way to do that is by embracing the unknown and trusting that whatever comes my way is going to be good for me. Okay? You've been feeling Sagittarius energy too? See? I love this. Yes. I just refuse to be a big box of trauma on Thanksgiving on Amazon. Oh my goodness. I'm crying. I was just writing on surrendering this morning. Oh, I love that. The alignment. Hi, D. How are you? God, you got that? I'm going to mind my business. So simply and difficult. It is. But I have to remind myself. And then I'll get to space where I'm like, oh, I guess I can do this. And I'm like, was that a nudge? Or was that you trying to control things, Lotus? It sounds like you're trying to control things, babe. Like, why don't we do something else? And in those moments where you feel that need to control, what I personally do is I do something for my inner child. So sometimes it's like I go and play with my niece and my nephew. Sometimes I'll go and I'll color, or I'll watch a comfort show, something to just get me back into a vibration of feeling good. Because when I pull myself from the need to control, I don't feel good about it. I feel like I'm abandoning my dreams. I feel like I'm not doing all that I need to do. I feel like a withdrawal, right? So I combat that by, or better yet, I soothe that by doing something that is going to provide me some sense of satisfaction. So in those moments where you were saying, God, you got this, and you kind of see yourself kind of inching in, being a bit of a micromanager, which is insane when you think about being a micromanager to God, take a deep breath and then go and do something that feels good to your inner child. Okay? Yes, yeah, gotta keep the pimples in check. Yes. Worrying about my partner and how much he is struggling with his ability to make a living as an artist. Jenny. He has so much talent and I'm trying to help him work through it, and maybe I need to let him get on with it and deal with my own damn self. I'm gonna always suggest you take care of you first, right? I mean, The Artist Way is also a really good book. Maybe you could suggest that and then allow him to have his own journey. Sometimes when we care for people so much, we want to show up, and because we have the skill set, we have the talents or resources, we are like, I'll just carry you through this moment. And that can be really dangerous. And I used to do that myself as well, because when I love people deeply, and to watch other people struggle or suffer is very painful for me. As someone that's very tapped in and tuned in, I have to practice detachment a lot, because if someone I love is hurting, it feels twice as painful for me, almost as if I wish I could take that pain from them. And when I was younger, I used to do that a lot, which is also my need for control. Do you see the connection here? Like, I was controlling the outcome because I couldn't deal with what they had to grow through. But the truth is, people have their own journeys and experiences. And when we kind of jump in and try to save people from the experience that they may need to have, we are really delaying them. We are not allowing them to practice, to strengthen their own muscles, to strengthen their own sense of self, their own connection to God. We're actually making them more dependent on us, which is super dangerous, because then when we are trying to take care of ourselves, we can't, because we feel this deep responsibility to take care of the person that we are enabling. So I encourage anyone who feels this deep empathy for others of like, oh, I want to help them through this moment. Ask them if they need help. Ask them what they might need help in. See if you have the capacity and the capability to provide that help without it being a detriment to yourself or your self-care. And if it all aligns up, then help them. But there are times now where I realize, like, I want to help you, but like, I wouldn't be helping you. I'd be enabling you. But I can send you love. I can pray over you. I can be a listening ear for those times where you need to vent, where things are like stressful and you need community. I can do those things. Those things I can do for you. But anything else outside that scope, I would be hurting you. And that would make me feel even worse, right? And that comes with a level of discernment that we get through living life. So it sounds like you already know that you need to kind of create some space and allow them to experience the journey. And also to remember that, like, I remind myself of this with my mom, because my mom is going through a hard time right now, and the need to control and like kind of jump in and do all these things comes up a lot for me. And I have to remind myself that she has her own ancestors, happen to also be mine. And mine take really good care of me. So that's also just like, and she has her own angels, her own connection to God. She has her own friends, her own support group. She's also brilliant and resourceful. And I have to remind myself that these things already existed, that she has already survived life before I was even thought of. And that helps to ease that. So if you're thinking about that with another loved one, like they've also been living life before they found you or before you entered their life, right? And we want to encourage that. And if you're a parent and you're thinking of this for your child, like you living your life, you loving them, pouring into them to the best of your ability does provide them with wisdom and resource and insight. But they can't practice that if you don't give them the opportunity to, which means that they are going to fail. They're going to stumble and fall. But the beautiful thing is that you'll be there for them to console them. But you can't always prevent it. Let me know if that makes sense. Okay? Um, is calling me. I'm going to text her really quickly. Hold on 1 second, guys. Nope, this is not it. Mm-hmm. Okay, there we go. Text her. All right, cool. Um, yep, that's me all the way. We can't want something for someone more than they want it for themselves. I learned that the hard way. Yeah, and it's hard because you really like, oh my God, I see this for you. I see your potential. I see the, and it can be very frustrating, right? Um, and that's okay. It's okay because it just really shows your level of care and passion for that person. But let them too embrace the unknown. You never know. You could just ease up that energy and all of a sudden everything flows for them. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes we be in the way of our loved ones too because we love them so much, you know? Things to think about. And I do have the skill set to help him with the business side. Right, yes. Amen. Just let it go. I need my own energy and don't want to enable anymore. Yes, Jenny, like allow yourself to take care of you. And then if, you know, let them know, like, hey, I can do XYZ if you need that help. But if you don't need the help, that's fine. And then go take care of yourself. And 9 times out of 10, when they're ready to receive that help, they will know to come to you because you said, hey, this thing I can help you with. A lot of times we don't voice that. We just kind of jump in and help. And it's just like, did they ask for this? You know? Thank you for being so vulnerable. I appreciate that. Rachel, I knew you were feeling on this. You have so much wisdom on love and self love. Yes. Jenny, so tough when you do have the skill set. Yes. Rachel, yeah, and with artists, Jenny, sometimes the business side makes them cringe, so you can't push it. I hate the business side. If y'all ever hear me talk to my business strategist, she's literally laughing at me all the time because of how much I'm just like, do we have to do this part? I just want to show up and teach. I just want to show up and share information and be in community. That's really all that I want to do. I don't want to run a business. I truly do not. Just thinking about it is so annoying to me. I've gotten a little bit better at it. I don't cringe as much, but yeah, like I just want to be creative, but I also have to pay bills and like live in society and eat food, you know? So like it's a journey. It's a journey. Okay, yes. I've only heard of the art of war. Yes, there's the art of war and then the war of art, right? We were talking about this in another live too, because I got confused with with the titles. Hi, Maisha. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, and then they can get yes, you can get resentful. They can get resentful. Yes, it's just not a great breeding ground. So, an affirmation I have for embracing the unknown that I'm going to share with you all. I release the need to control every step. I trust that my journey is unfolding beautifully. I release the need to control every step. I trust that my journey is unfolding perfectly. Keep that in mind, keep that in your heart. I will be making a blog post about this class outline too, so these affirmations will be available on the Substack probably tomorrow, okay? All right, the next thing that we want to talk about is reframing resistance as guidance. You guys know I love talking about contrast. I think it's so fascinating. Contrast and resistance are the same thing. I like to use the word contrast. People use the word resistance, whatever resonates with you. But essentially, resistance is an opportunity for you to redirect. A lot of times we think that resistance comes in and it's like it's a negative thing. It's bad, like we're not on the right path. When in fact, it's just to clarify. Contrast clarifies. When you're asking for more clarity, you probably will experience some sense of resistance or contrast because universe, source of you're calling on to, whoever you're asking for this clarity from, is like, do you like this or do you like that? That's really all that's happening. And once you kind of reprogram your mind to understand that, your relationship to resistance shifts completely. You're no longer thinking that like something is in your way or that, you just can't get there. You're like, oh, okay, cool. I don't like this experience, so we don't want that again. I actually want something different. And the reason why this happens, a lot of times, if I were to ask you about what you really want in life, your dream life, many people, not all people, some of us have practiced, but many people cannot tell me in detail to the point where I can also see it for you. That's a very unique skill set to have. However, if I ask you what you don't want, you could probably give it to me in detail to the point where I'm also like, yeah, I don't want that for you either. Right? There's a lot of like neuroscience that we can talk about with that, but I'm not gonna get into that today. But essentially, the way that our brain is wired, we're kind of wired to be in a survival mode and to make sure, like, we're looking out for danger most of the time, not for like bliss and happiness. That's like not the primary function of our brain. Our brains keep us alive, not to enjoy life. It's actually not programmed to do that. So then we have to do ourselves. But because we're constantly on the lookout for danger and making sure that our body is safe, it makes it easier for us to identify the things that we do not want to experience. So when we talk about things like manifesting, it becomes very hard. People are like, oh, I just want a lot of money. Like, how much money do you want? And what do you want to do with that money? Where's the money going to go? Are you going to appreciate the money? Do you appreciate yourself to receive the money? These are questions that we begin to ask ourselves when we start to undo that survival mentality so that we can actually thrive. Okay? So when you are experiencing resistance moving forward and something happens to you and you're like, I did not like this, get clear on why you didn't like it. And then in that same breath, figure out what you do want. So if I went outside and got splashed by water from a car, I didn't like that experience at all. So what is it that I wanted instead? Maybe I want to walk outside in a different neighborhood, or I want to walk outside to my car and drive somewhere instead. This gives you an opportunity to play with your imagination more and to really lean into what it is that you actually do want to experience. That is how resistance contrast guides us. It shows us something, and then we get to decide, I want more of this, or don't give me this again. And what normally happens is that when we're given that opportunity, we don't give a clear answer. We just harp on the fact that we didn't like it. Like, oh, that was so annoying. I hated that. Oh, man. Oh my goodness. We never say, don't give me this again, source. That is not what I want to continue to experience. Instead, provide me with the next steps that I need to take so that I don't have to have that experience again. That instead, I have this experience that I want. That's what we do with resistance, and it changes everything. OMG. Like, being able to understand resistance in that way is probably why I survived the year that I had, for sure. Because I understood that I was being redirected, that I was being guided, and ultimately that redirection and that guidance would lead me to more beauty, would lead me to have a fuller life, to have deeper empathy and compassion, to have more wisdom and insight to live my life, but also to help others live theirs. That is what resistance provides us. Okay? Let me know if that makes sense. Yes. Thank you, Jack, for dropping the affirmation. Yes. I surrender to God is said every day. Oh, I love this. Emily, I struggle to know what I want for sure. And that's completely normal. Like, Emily, when I tell you it's so normal, I remember when I was on my journey of figuring out the type of life that I wanted to live, and I didn't know what I wanted to do for fun. I still sometimes struggle with this too, because a lot of my work is intertwined with things that I think are fun. But it was so interesting that I could not pinpoint what I like to do for fun. Like, I just could not do it. I was just like, wait, what? I don't know what I like to do for fun. Like, at all. Like, what do I enjoy? What's my favorite color? Like, we are so caught up in like the hustle and grind, the capitalism, the systemic oppression. Those things take up a lot of energy for us just to survive. And then with whatever we have left over, because many of us are not caring for ourselves the way that we need to be able to properly thrive in these spaces. right? And these things that we have to experience as a collective. We're consistently in that battle warrior mode, that when we're depleted at the end, then we ask ourselves, what do we want to manifest? What do we want to call in? What do we like? How would you know? You don't have enough energy to cultivate that understanding. Like, you literally don't have enough energy to do that. That's a completely normal response to having to live in the type of oversaturated, information, productivity driven culture that many of us are born into. And then we realize at some point in our life, like, what are we doing here? We don't want to be a part of that. And that can be really hard, because then it feels like you're swimming against the stream. And everybody's like, why are you not falling in line with this? And you're just kind of like, yeah, I don't want this anymore, but I also don't know what it is that I do want. So that's why that resistance comes in, to help us clarify by giving us what we don't want, so that we can even just simply ask for the opposite. So if you don't like your job, you're in a job that you hate because people are, maybe they're inconsiderate, or your boss is like not the brightest, and you feel like you gotta pick up more of the work, all the things that you don't like about it, what would be the direct opposite of that? So maybe a boss that you could actually learn from, that could actually mentor you, right? Being in community with other coworkers that care about who you are, having flexible work hours because you want to be able to also live your life. Resistance does provide you with information for you to get clear on that. But if you're having a hard time doing it on your own, this is why I create safe spaces like the Lotus Life Party, the mastermind, the blogs, to give more information, because that helps us to get clear on what it is that we do want, so that we can begin deconditioning our minds, so that we can really call in what we're meant to experience, and not what we think we're supposed to have because other people told us, get this and you'll be happy. Does that make sense? Maisha, spirit be like, are you sure you're done with that? Big Mercury retrograde energy, yes. And make a new choice, yes. Yeah, resistance is that RE word. We talked about this in my retrograde class. All the RE words are perfect to explore during a retrograde. And we have Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius. So that's us revisiting what is true for us, what feels adventurous for us, how we express optimism. Are we actually optimistic, or are we just kind of talking out of our asses, right? Like, these are things for us to really sit and reflect on while we're in Mercury retrograde. How are we communicating our need for adventure? How are we communicating our need to live, be, and enjoy our happiness? How are we expressing our truth to ourselves, but also to our loved ones? How are we doing these things? Our need to explore, to travel, how are we communicating that? This is an opportunity for us to reflect, to revisit, to refine, to redefine, right? And to get very clear on that. So when it does go direct, we are moving forward with clarity. Okay? Okay. Yes. Stop telling me. Stop telling at me this. Good Monday. Cindy, good morning. Seriously, though, I appreciate it so much. Rachel, I'm so happy. Chicago, welcome. That was helpful. Okay, Emily. Yes, I'm so happy. Okay. Yes. Rachel, no worries about typos. I have typos all the time. I'm always so excited when I'm writing. Fun, oh my God. That hit this weekend. I don't have any idea. Only healing growth. I just ask my heart and soul and I'm listening. Yeah, fun is an interesting topic. I'm like, how can I play more? All of a sudden you're like, what? I don't know what I enjoy. But a really nice way to figure that out is like, go back to your childhood and the things that you enjoyed there, and see how you can bring those to your adulthood. We talk about that in the CPR method too. Okay. Um, Here we go. Yes. Silver, but hi. How are you, Kieran? Please tell Logan I said hi. Jenny, I like Amara made sounds. Yes. Okay, perfect. All right. So our third, let me give you the affirmation first, right? We're gonna take a step back. For the practice, notice a recent moment of resistance in your life, whether you had self-doubt, fear, procrastination, some type of resistance that you've experienced, right? And then I want you to ask yourself, what is this resistance trying to show me, trying to teach me? And how can I work with it instead of against it? So think about a moment of resistance that you've had recently. We tend to have many of them. Even when we try to ignore them, they're still very much present. What were you able to get from that experience? Now that you understand what resistance is for, how it's guidance, how it's redirection, what are you getting from that experience? What was it trying to show you, right? Even if it's a thing of, I went to this space, I didn't feel comfortable there. Well, maybe you don't need to be in that space anymore. Maybe that's why the resistance shows up, because it's like, why do we keep going back somewhere where we're not feeling safe or cared for or seen? Let's not do that again. And every time you keep going into spaces or interacting with people or doing, living by perspectives that are not in alignment with your higher self, resistance is going to show up and say, let's redirect you, because we're not supposed to be over here. It's always about transforming our relationship to these things, our relationship to resistance, to fear, right? To worry, because really and truly, they're just showing up because they're concerned, because they're just like those signals that source is giving us of like, feels like you are forgetting yourself, you're forgetting your divinity, you're forgetting your authority, your power, your ability to create. And I don't want you to forget. I want you to remember. Another RE word, right? So let's lean into that energy. The affirmation we have: I honor resistance as a teacher. I honor resistance as a teacher. It shows me where I am ready to grow. I honor resistance as a teacher. It shows me where I am ready to grow. Okay? All right, the last part is cultivating an open heart. An open heart is key to receiving your dreams. When we protect ourselves too much, we block the very blessings we've been calling in. Sag energy encourages us to soften and to play into our curiosity about what is possible for us. If you are looking to manifest a dream life, if you are looking to call in something, you have to, you have to have an open heart, have an open mind. If your heart is jaded or cold in any way, a few things can happen and it's not what you want. One thing is that with a jaded heart or a closed heart, you're just not going to receive your blessings. You're just blocking your blessings. You are literally your own op, right? In doing that. The second thing is that being jaded, you have a filter. So you could be receiving blessings, but you don't even realize that they're blessings because your point of view is way off. You're looking at it in a different way. Our heart really does affect how we see things. Our heart really does guide us and say, oh, they meant this with love. But if you're been jaded or hurt or you're heartbroken or you feel very callous in the way you love and show up, people could be really wanting to help you and you think that they think you're weak or that you can't do it yourself, or you know what I mean? You create more problems for yourself. Having an open heart is huge. It requires deep bravery and courage. It requires you to be extremely vulnerable. But the best way that you can do that is by knowing that there is this entity, God, source, universe, ancestors, angels, this support team, your spirit team that's going to make sure that you are, one, safe. Because having a jaded heart does not protect you from anything, by the way. It actually just attracts more of the shit that you don't want to experience. That's just a bonus. That they're going to guide you, that they're going to love you, and they're going to make sure that you feel seen. And if you allow that to be true for yourself, if you accept that truth, it's a lot easier for you to have an open heart. I can't tell you how much heartbreak I've experienced in my life, in this year alone. And at every opportunity where I wanted, it just felt better if my heart was colder. It just felt better if I closed my heart off. I understood that that would be detrimental to my livelihood, to my success, to my ability to experience and witness beauty, which is deeply important to me. So I allowed myself to let that heartbreak break my heart open and make me even more tender, even more softer. And a lot of people don't do that. They don't allow themselves to be softer. And then they wonder why they're not able to call in the dreams that they see so vividly in their mind. There has to be a mind-body connection, and the heart is within the body. It has its own energy field. It really does do a lot. Like even in the chakra systems, the primary chakras, this is the chakra that connects the higher, the divinity, to the humanity. Like it's a big freaking deal. So when your heart is open, you're bridging your divinity and your humanity so you can have a fuller experience. When your heart is open, you are showing up in a very authentic way. And there's a level of courage that comes with that, that allows you to be present, to be open, to feel safe. This is extremely vulnerable, sharing insights and personal anecdotes about my life. I'm a very private person, but I also trust that my heart is leading me. And though it kind of feels a little like, I'm going to do it because I really trust. And I've gotten good results when I follow my heart. Way more than when I follow up here. Up here can be a little like out of date. But when I follow my heart, I'm always satisfied. I'm always happier. And I'm always able to call in exactly what it is that I want. Okay? We're going to do a quick little practice with that. So I want you guys to close your eyes if you're able to close your eyes. If not, soften your gaze or just bring your attention inward. I want you to place your hands on your heart, your left hand first, because that's the side of receiving, and then your right hand on top, because that brings us structure, okay? I want you to take a nice deep inhale, breathing into the lower belly. And then I want you to breathe out of the heart space. And as you're breathing out of the heart space, imagine the heart expanding and opening up, okay? Like a flower blooming. Deep inhale, breathing into lower belly. Breathing out of the heart space. Deep inhale, breathing into the lower belly. And out of the heart space. See if you can bring a smile to your face. See if you can notice the warmth, the opening of the heart. And then see if you can send that love forward today. This is a practice that I love to do before I leave my house. I send my love forward to all the places, to all the people that I will encounter today. I send my love there first. I send my love to soften, to clear out any pathways, to keep me safe. Open your heart with each breath. And on that exhale, send your love forward. I want you to notice how much more centered you feel in doing this. Maybe you notice that you've dropped some tension in your shoulders or in your face. Maybe you notice that your mind's a bit more quieter. Maybe you notice that your chest has opened up and your shoulders are back and your heart is really leading forward now. It's a very simple act, but it's a very deep and powerful practice. Open your heart and send love forward. Deep inhale, one more time. Let's do it together. Deep inhale. As we inhale this time, we're opening up the heart. And on that exhale, we're sending our love forward. Okay? When you're ready, you can gently open your eyes, refocus your gaze back to the space, and let me know how you're feeling. Hi, Rowana. Beautiful. Okay? And the affirmation that we have for that, to cultivate an open heart. I trust that I am safe to expand and receive the life I deserve. Okay? I trust that I am safe to expand and receive the life I deserve. Okay? Beautiful. Okay, so those are our 3 ways that we're going to tap into manifesting, okay? We're going to embrace the unknown. We're going to reframe our relationship to resistance. That was a tongue twister. And we're going to cultivate an open heart, okay? Let me know how you all are feeling before we get into a quick card reading. And that's going to also be part of our meditation too. Just focusing on the heart, opening it up and sending our love forward. And then let me know how that feels for you today, because it really is such a good practice, okay? Hi, I'm so happy you like the affirmation. Yeah, it's such a good practice. Okay. Yes, thank you. My kids got me to the movies this weekend. I was hesitant, but so excited at the end. I really do be denying myself joy. And it comes with practice, okay? Remember, we talked about people having different thresholds, different baselines when it comes to joy and pain. Usually, people who have a high threshold of pain have a very low threshold of pleasure, and then it'd be the reverse. So for me, I was born into this world with a very high threshold of pain. Like I could experience a lot of pain, like a lot of physical pain, emotional pain, mental pain for the majority of my life. It took a lot of dedication and discipline to be able to expand my capacity to receive pleasure, to be joyful, to be happy. Like it took practice, and I'm a lot better at it. And because I'm more sensitive. Like now I don't have my baseline for pain is almost like ugh. But it's worth it to me because I'm also able to feel deeper. I'm able to enjoy my life more. So there is a sacrifice that needs to be made for that, but I personally think it's worth it. What does sending the love outdo? My brain is trying to think it through. Do not think it through. These are the times where I often say to my logical girlies, okay, my logical people, them, logic comes second. Okay, feeling comes first. You are a feeling body who thinks, not a thinking body who feels. Okay, the feeling happens first. And when you're sending out the love, it can go pretty much anywhere. Like energy never dies. It can transmute through all things. All things are energy. All people are energy. All experiences are energy. So when you're sending out your love, you're sending out a high vibrational energy that is literally your divinity connecting to your humanity and then expressing itself out into the world for people to experience, to enjoy, to have. Some people might be like, I don't want your love. They might dip and dodge it, but that's not your business. Once you've given it out, that's not your concern anymore. That's where you just show up and you receive, right? So a lot of times we try to think ourselves through something. It's a very hard thing for us to then go and receive it. Feel first. And if it's uncomfortable to feel, this is a great way for you to practice. And then I also encourage you to tap as well, to use EFT to get more into the body, because you're probably denying yourself a lot of wisdom that lives here because you feel uncomfortable when you feel. And you try to use your logic to get out of everything. Logic is secondary. I know it sounds like really crazy, and I have had people like literally be so upset with me when I say this, but you cannot think your way through everything. However, you can feel your way through everything. And I know people are like, what? That's crazy. Emotions are bad. They tell you what to. No. Emotions, energy in motion, flow through the body. When we feel our emotions, when we actually use the vessel for what it's created for, which is essentially like a filtering system, a bit of an antenna, we let the energy come through from the top of the head all the way through the soles of our feet. Many times we stop it in the head and we get really anxious, we get really overwhelmed, right? Or we keep it stuck in the body and we feel very depressed, we feel very heavy. But the goal is to let the energy flow through because it's leaving us information. All that we experience, feelings and emotions, are information to the database that is the body, so we know how to move forward. But if we don't do that, then we are screwing ourselves. So I encourage you in this season, feel more and then think about it. Let me know if that helps. Okay? Oh, okay. I'm so happy. Oh, you speaking of truths. Oh, thank you, Rwanda. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, you like my nails? I'm gonna change the color. I appreciate that. They're like chipping already. I was so annoyed by that. Oh, he's not feeling too well? Yes, send him my love, please. Please. Oh, it was Wicked. Yeah, I saw Wicked. Oh my goodness. Yes. Jaded heart is armor. Yeah, it keeps good out better than bad, unfortunately. It really does. It actually doesn't take out, like, the bad still, it has like a back door. Like, soften your heart. I promise. I can actually guarantee that if you continue to practice softening your heart, it will encourage you to strengthen your boundaries. Now I have really strong boundaries, but I have a super soft heart, you know? And that harmony, that masculine divinity and feminine divinity coming together is what allows me to show up and feel comfortable in the spaces that I'm in. Okay? I think fear holds me back, hard to accept help. I want us to practice accepting help. And the best way that you can do that is by opening up your heart. Okay? And for people who want like a super simple thing to do, maybe you don't have an affirmation, maybe it's hard for you to close your eyes and focus in, you can lightly tap here in your heart point. Lightly tap. You could go up and down if you need to. You can do a nice circle. I like to do clockwise. This also helps to strengthen the heart's aura. allows it to expand. You'll literally feel the sensation as you're breathing in and out and going in a circular motion, clockwise, not counterclockwise, because you're calling in the love. You're filtering in the love. You can feel it. You feel like when I do that, I feel it here opening up here in the energy in the body. And if you don't feel it, we want to tap some more so that you can begin to feel more. Okay. Okay. Um, Hearing your voice and smiling like I want everything. Kieran, thank you. Maisha, that's beautiful, Lotus. I do a similar practice. I love the way you framed and spoke that. Thank you, Maisha. Aloha, hi, the special one. Thank you. I trust that I am safe to expand and receive the life I deserve. Ashe, yes, yes, yes. Can you repeat that one more time? The three? Yes, the three. So, for this week, what I want us to focus on, and we'll be tapping on this exact topic on Wednesday, okay? But I want to make sure that we just have the understanding first. 3 key ways to trust your journey: embrace the unknown, reframe your relationship to resistance, it's guidance, okay? And cultivate an open heart. Those are the 3 ways that we're going to be able to get our energy in alignment, strengthen our energy before we begin calling in things. Again, another thing about manifestation, you're focusing on the end goal before even making sure you have the ability to sustain it, which is crazy. Like, so wild. Like, you have to be able to sustain the things you're calling in. This helps us to do that. It helps us to get clear in our body, clear in our mind, clear in our hearts, in our energy, our spirit, so that we can sustain what we will eventually call in. And we'll also have the bravery to let go of what no longer is serving us too, because that happens before we even get to calling things in. You got to get rid of shit first, because many of us we're like energetically hoarding, and we're going to talk about that later on this month. Okay. Um, yes, there is tapping on Wednesday, same time. Jenny, thank you for your donation. I continue to forget. This is a donation based experience. So if you are able to donate, please do. It helps me to pay my bills. Okay. This is my livelihood. Hi. It's absolutely helpful, and it's a great way for exchange. If you feel like you've had an aha moment, if something we've talked about today in the session has allowed you to move forward in life with more confidence, more clarity, or more courage, you can always send a love donation via Insight Timer, or for the other platforms, I'm going to have my Buy Me a Coffee link. So if you want to donate that way, you can too. It's a little easier, but of course, I don't drink coffee. It's really Buy Me a Matcha, because that's really what I would be drinking, if I'm being honest. So at the end of today's session, if you head to my stories, you will see a link and you can donate there if you feel led to, okay? If you cannot donate financially, please leave a review, share the video, leave a review for one of my tracks, or you can join the Substack and become a subscribed member, which would be amazing. And you can read more about my insights and musings on energy healing and beauty. Okay. Thank you so much, Jenny, for your donation. I really appreciate that. Heart open, felt like football without a helmet to me. At first, yeah, woo. But the hurts are a sweet part of living now, as well as the joys. I be playing now, y'all. Chad, you're hilarious. Yes, Debbie, you are a brave inspiration to me. Keep dancing, love. Yes, Debbie, keep dancing. That's a great way to soften your heart. We talked about this before with your experience. Continue to dance. Yes. Yes. My heart. Yes, I have a high pain threshold, Rachel, to the point I have normalized for myself. I was there, girl. I did not enjoy it at all, whatsoever. And if you continue to be in this space with us, you'll naturally feel your heart soften. It's just a product of being in really healthy community. It just makes it easier for you to have a softer heart. Notice that look in body language when you said I have strong boundaries was epic. I do. I have very strong boundaries. My niece knew that about me when she was 3. She understood what a boundary was and that I had very strong ones. That was like her first understanding of me as an aunt. And she'll tell you that today, like, oh, my aunt, she has strong boundaries. Like, I do. But I'm also a very loving and gentle soul. I'm just not to be played with. It's just very simple things, you know? Yes. Miss number 3. Number 3 is cultivate an open heart. Yes. Yeah. And remember too, Jenny, I'm going to be writing a blog for this too. So if you don't have the 3 key ways, if you miss some of the affirmations, some of the insights, I'm literally writing a blog today. It will be on Substack probably by tomorrow, and it will have all the information there. So you don't have to write it out if you don't want to, okay? Aisha, hello, Katie. Thank you so much for your donation. Oh, my name on all platforms is Lotus Laloba. I like to keep it simple. I'm a simple girl. I know some people don't like being called simple, but like simplicity is where God is, so I'm good with it. That's it. If you put it together, lotuslaloba.substack.com, you'll find me on there. Okay? Luckily, I have a name that no one else has, so that's great. Okay? All right, so I'm going to do a 1-card pull before we go. Okay? Here's what I want you all to do before we leave. Take the time right now to close your eyes, center yourself, get tapped into your energy, and ask yourself what you need clarity on, what you might need support on this week, okay? And then we're gonna pull a card, and it's gonna help you. You may not see it in the beginning, but it will help, okay? And we're gonna be using the Moonology Oracle deck card. You guys know I love this one. It's so good. Look how like worn out it is. I think this is almost 10 years old. So crazy. So exciting. Okay. Okay, I want us to get really centered. And I want you to think of something. Or maybe it's an insight. Maybe it's a sign. Something you need clarity on. A clear answer. One answer, y'all. Please. This is my first time where IG is seeing me shuffle. So, they don't know how all the cards like to come out against my will. But we're going to work on this today. I just want one card. One clear answer. We have 2 cards. We have 2 cards. It's really the level of like, I asked for one thing, y'all give me something else. But it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. We have 2 cards. We have 2 cards. So whatever it is that you need insight on, it's gonna be one of these 2 cards, okay? Because it's just what it is. All right. First card we have, it's time to take action. New Moon in Aries. There we go. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everyone. There we go. New Moon in Aries. Aries energy is super passionate and intense. They're the go-getter of the zodiac. They are the baby of the zodiac too. They're very much, I'm the star. Do you see me? Do you really see, like, I really am that girl? That's the energy that Aries has. So I love this card because it demonstrates that. You can see here how it's looking straight forward, right? And then we have that new moon. New moons are all about new beginnings. That silver lining is where we're at. And then all of this is that unknown. So this is really huge because it's tying into that first insight of embracing the unknown. Embrace the unknown with confidence, okay? With clarity. If you're going into a new situation, if you're going into a new experience, a new relationship, new dynamic, whatever it is, go into it knowing that you're prepared. Go into it knowing that you are tapped and tuned in. Don't hesitate. Don't tiptoe. I can't tell you how much that tiptoeing and hesitating and being meek does not get you what you want. It actually really irritates me. It's probably like one of my peeves. Like, I don't enjoy that. I like, be bold. Okay? When you're asking for desires, when you're asking for a raise, you're asking for clarity on something, be bold about it. And being bold does not mean being rude. It doesn't mean that you have no tact. It doesn't mean that you don't have any strategy. Still have that, but also have authority and ownership. Things are not happening to you. Things are happening for you. Okay? Keep that in mind. When we start to think that all these bad things are happening to us, we literally remove ourselves from our power. We remove ourselves from our ability to cultivate and create our lives. It's probably one of the big reasons why you're not getting what you want out of life, because you're not asking for it. You're not being bold enough and brave enough to say, this is exactly what I want. And you have to declare it to the mountaintops, but be able to say it to yourself, to be able to look yourself in the mirror, in your reflection, and say, I want this. I want to be successful. I want to share this with the world. I want this type of romance in my life. I want this type of friendship in my life. I want to live in my genius and be paid well for it. Be brave, be bold, and ask for that because it is time to take action. We are in a really beautiful and potent energy with this new moon in Sagittarius. That fire energy from the Sag energy, that fire energy from this Aries card. It's really saying, use your fire. I wrote about this in a previous email about building your fire. Your fire is so important. We all have it. It never goes away. But your ability to witness it can. And you know that it has when you're hesitating, when you're stumbling, when you're being meek, when you're like, I'm not sure if I want. That's you disconnected from your fire. Build your fire. Build that fire within you so you can boldly say, I know I deserve this. For anyone who listened to the new Kendrick Lamar album, his song Man in the Garden or Man at the Garden, I deserve it all. He's literally listing all the things he knows he deserves. He's speaking from that internal fire. Okay? The entire Chromacopia album from Tyler the Creator is him just admitting that he is going to be self-actualized. He understands his talent and his genius, and he's going to claim it. He doesn't care how anybody else feels about it. That is the type of energy we need moving forward, not only in this week, but in this month, in this season. Because if you're able to move forward with that understanding of taking clear, decisive action, allowing yourself to be bold, allowing yourself to be brilliant, allowing yourself to be beautiful, to be seen in that way, to have a sense of authority, you're going to end this year wonderfully. You're going to feel so satiated. You're going to feel like you've taken quantum leaps and bounds. And simply all you did was acknowledge the fact that you have a sense of authority and ownership over your life. So that's the first card, okay? Second card is in reverse. So this is internal work, an internal journey we get to experience. And it is also a new moon, okay? So we have a lot of new moon energy. This is all the beginning for all of us. Your hard work is paying off. And this is a new moon in Capricorn, okay? A little earth sign energy to keep us grounded from all that fire. Again, we're here at that silver lining. All is the unknown. Slow down. Okay, I know Aries energy makes you think you gotta go fast. I never said go fast though. I never said that. You never heard me say that. I just said make sure you go for what you want and be bold enough to ask for it. But this, your hard work is paying off, and it being in reverse is a reminder to you. Universe, source, God, whoever you call on to your time of need is not asking you to do more. You've done enough. It's asking you to believe that you've done enough, to allow yourself to receive and reap the rewards of the work you've put in this year. Many of us do not do that. We continue to chase another goal, chase another outcome, that you barely have time to experience and enjoy what you've already accomplished. I was watching a TikTok video last night when I should have been asleep, and it was about the interviewer Speedy. He interviewed The Rock, and he had asked The Rock what he does for fun. And The Rock was like, I actually don't know what I do for fun. I'm always working. I'm always like working on a new project. Like I actually have never, like I don't know. And he was kind of like, you have this amount of wealth and access to like amazing things and you don't do anything for fun. Like it wasn't adding up. That question blew The Rock's mind, Dwayne Johnson's mind, to the point where weeks later he was mentioning it in other interviews, and then eventually took time off to enjoy his success, because many of us don't do that. We're consistently chasing the next goal. Stop chasing things. First and foremost, you know, that drives me crazy. Like stop chasing things. Like please just don't do that anymore. Allow yourself to be, allow yourself to attract. Use the energy and call it towards you. And while you're letting it come towards you, take good care of yourself. Enjoy your life. Do something for fun. Remember that your hard work is paying off. Source is not asking you to continue working hard in this season. When are you going to slow down and enjoy what you've done, what you've attracted, what you've accumulated? Because that's also like, oh my God, the word that comes up is like, it's just disrespectful. It's disrespectful. You did all this work, you busted your ass, blood, sweat, and tears, and then all these good things come to you and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna put it to the side because I'm not done yet. Like, what does that mean? What does that mean? Like, what does that mean? Like, what are we doing? What was the purpose of doing all of that hard work for you not to enjoy it? That is not a proper exchange of energy, and it will be detrimental to you in the long run. There is always an exchange with energy. There's a giving and a receiving. And if you cannot receive the rewards, you're giving for no reason, which is why many of us feel depleted and imbalanced. So, for this season, as we are boldly asking for what we deserve, we're also going to remember that we deserve it because we busted our asses earlier. And we're going to continue to live by that rule, by that life. You don't have to work hard all the time. There is a season of life for that. Figure out what season of life you're in. But if you're getting this card, you're probably not in that season of hustle and grind. You probably need to start embracing harmony and grace more. Okay? So those are our 2 cards. Let me know how these feel for you. That's my spirituality, truth, love, and simplicity. Yes, Aisha, I love that. You a simple. I'm a simple girl. Okay, I really believe that there's magic in the mundane. Like, I really am such a simple girl. I'm not super complex. Like, I would like to. I know it sounds more alluring to say I'm not. I really am. Just very simple things. Be a kind-hearted person. Like, be loving, be gentle. Be honest. Want something for yourself. They're simple things. They're not complex ideas that satisfy me at all. Okay? Yes, let me know what card resonated for you. Was it the new moon in Aries or the new moon in Capricorn? Okay? This is what we're going to show the world, and this is what we're going to give to our inner world. Got it? Yes, feels like a big moment before a card. Yes, great. I asked 2 questions. Oh, Cindy, I love that. It was you, Cindy. Because every time I'm like, why would you give me more than 1 card? Like, you know what I just asked you for. But you know what? It's for the community. I have to remind myself of that. Okay. Prepped and ready. Okay, can we talk about how much that card looks like a uterus and ovaries representing infinite potential? Aisha, oh my God, yeah. Oh, I love. Thank you for sharing that. I love that. Okay. Yes. Heading in, tapped in, tuned in, turned on, being bold. Yes, yes, yes. Acknowledge, yes. Aisha, great observation and insight. Be brave, be bold, empowering. Yes. Kendrick beefing with Drake. Necessary. Necessary. For me to be a Scorpio sun, which is also Drake's sign, which you guys know how I feel about that. But also to be a Gemini rising, which is also Kendrick's sign, I see it. I get it. I understand it. It's necessary. Who was interviewing him? His name is Speedy. He's like an interviewer. I don't know, but you probably have seen his face. He did an interview with Glorilla that went viral. But he did an interview with The Rock for Moana, if I'm not mistaken, the live action movie. And like he was just talking about it. It was actually really, really cool because you can see in his mind of like, I have been working so hard that I don't think that I've had fun. He's like, at least in a year. That's so interesting. Okay. Not asking you to do more. Relax and receive what you've already earned. Exactly. Yes. Yes, The Rock is home today putting his feet up. It's because of that interview. It's because of that interview. It's so crazy. Enjoy what you've done. Yes, Yvonne, I have to remember it's on source's time, not mine. Yes, I need to stop wondering if it will happen or doubt that it will happen. Yes, divine timing over everything. Your sense of timing is warped, right? Because time is a social construct. There's so many things to it. That's why it's different time zones because we can't agree on it, right? So keeping that in mind, and then also understanding that divine timing is going to be exactly when you're going to relish in it deeply, right? Keep that in mind. You want divine timing because divine timing means that all the path has been cleared for you. All of the worries and doubts, all that has been satiated. It's just for you to enjoy. I'd much rather things on divine timing than my timing because my timing can be influenced by my the unhealthy side of my ego, me wanting to be where other people are without experiencing what they've experienced. There's so many other things that come into play when we do things on our timing. But when we do things in universe's timing, in divine timing, it always benefits us all the time. And it feels immaculate to the body, to the spirit, to the mind, because you are essentially getting even more you could possibly dream of, because that's what divinity does. It gives us more, but if we're able to handle it. And when we're doubting ourselves, when we're trying to make things on our time, we're actually delaying these blessings. We're delaying these miracles in our lives because we're getting in our way. This is where it's that give up that control that we talked about. Get out of your way and let divinity do what it needs to do so you can enjoy your life. Okay? Yeah. Many of us are ungrateful to the universe, but that's a conversation for another time. But a lot of our actions show that we don't have gratitude. Yeah. Yes. New Moon and Capricorn. Yeah, I think they both apply to me. Yes, Lotus, you got rhythms like the moon. I'm learning. Thank you. Yes, speedy, speedy. Yes. Do you have Capricorn? Is that no Leo? My Scorpio, my sun is in the Leo degree. So I have a Scorpio sun in the Leo degree, and then my Jupiter is in Leo. And I was raised by a Leo woman, so Leo energy is it's not new to me. It's true to me. Okay. Divine timing is when you will relish it completely. Yes, yes. You're so welcome. All right, so we did a little bit more than an hour, but it's okay. It's okay. We're getting better at it. We're getting better at it. I really do hope that this was helpful for you. This is also my invitation. If you would like to manifest with me on a more intimate level, I am accepting and inviting 10 people from the community to be with me on winter solstice, December 21st. As we manifest together, we'll be using a customized digital template that I created, along with journaling, somatic practices like EFT and breath work and manifesting to move through any traumas you may have so you can have a clear understanding of who you are and the energy that you're carrying into your upcoming new year. Okay, so if that's something that you're interested in, please check out my email. Go on my stories. There will be an invite link for you to check that out. Again, this is a donation-based practice, so if you're able to donate, please donate. It helps so much. And I will see you all on Wednesday, okay? No, 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 no. The sun. I was like, no, 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 children. Okay, I love you all so much. Check out the manifestation blog too. It's on Substack right now. Leave a little comment. Leave a black little heart if you came from this live and you read the Substack, okay? I would love to see that. You are all so welcome. Thank you for being here with me, and I hope you have a beautiful start to your December and to this week, and I will see you on Wednesday to tap and clear our energy for the rest of the week, okay? I love you all so much. Bye.